Okay guys, welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Arena Blind. I almost forgot what I was saying, but I didn't, because I'm amazing. So, first of all, slight change. I am using an actual arcade stick here, not a controller. So I'm playing this game correctly now. Up until now I've been using an actual just controller. But now I've got my arcade stick out. Yeah, we just beat up Aigis, I believe.
Wowza! Now that's the sensei I know! That hunk of junk was no match for you! Serves you right! Keep suffering! Friend against friend, beating the heck out of each other!
She wasn't my friend, Teddy. A machine with the power of Persona. She was made to fight shadows, but I had no idea what she was capable of. I feel like my mind's been drained even more than my body. It angers me to see the general is watching over us with expression of joy, as if we were some performance for his amusement. I look up and glare at the
I don't know why
monitor.
you're making us fight, but it's pointless. We aren't fighting because we hate each other. The reason we can fight is because we respect and trust each other.
A low growl. That's the only sound I hear. The real Teddy's never made such a hateful sound. It's actually rather scary.
You're such a dumbass! What's with you?
Whoa. The image on the monitor distorts along with that outburst. The general is having trouble remembering to act as someone else. His face bulges and ripples disturbingly as his hate pours through the screen. Any pretense at copying the adorable stupidity of the real Teddy is gone now. I notice that the voice spitting out those hateful words is not Teddy's either.
Trust? So what if you don't hate each other? You're not like me! I was forced to fight against my will! I destroyed them with my own hands! You should all have to go through the hell I suffered! See how it feels to destroy everyone you call a friend!
She was talking about the same type of
If I
thing.
knew this was gonna happen, I would have made the rules so you had to kill your opponent to move on!
The general on the monitor
What are you
continues to
talking
rage.
about? Why did you set this tournament up?
The moment I say that, I feel all the dots have become connected. When Miss President had asked about Blue if we were going to be forced to kill each other, that ominous muttering of killing one another. Were these both things have come directly from her past? Maybe she had been forced to fight against people she didn't want to fight. Had she been forced to destroy something that was precious to her? There's no way to know for sure, but it's possible. Considering that it kind of explains why her shadow would have created a tournament like this. That is, she wanted us to feel what she went through. I might not be entirely correct, but I feel like I'm close to the truth. Should I just ask General Teddy about my suspicions? As I consider raising my voice.
Pardon my eccentric entrance.
What?
Someone comes crashing through the ceiling. What in the world? I rush over to Aigis to protect her from the falling debris. Elizabeth! Hooray! Get away from Margaret! When I look up, I see a young woman emerge from the cloud of dust. While not as strange as Aigis, she's a little uncommon as well. But even beyond that, why does she have to come through the ceiling? This room has doors. It makes no sense at all. I have been about to get to the heart of the matter with General Teddy, but the monitor in this room has been destroyed, along with the ceiling. Though she seems oblivious to my confusion, the girl cocks her head and apologizes again.
Oh, please excuse me. I didn't have the faintest idea that someone would be here.
Faintest?
Fame? Fiend? Something along those lines at any rate.
I've missed you, Elizabeth. What the hell is she talking about? Who in the world is this person? Wait a second. That blue suit she's wearing, it looks familiar. And with that silver hair and golden eyes, could
Are
it
you
be?
from the Velvet Room?
My, is this what's known as being hit on? A forbidden ritual where one human approaches another based solely on appearance and bets on the inner self being equally attractive.
God, I've missed you, Elizabeth!
Oh, I'm not hitting on you. You just remind me of someone I know.
Okay, so that actually sounded like I really was hitting on her. No, I need to stop thinking about that. Yeah, she's taken, dude. She's taken by... Minato, I guess, if I want to use his actual name. Because who knows, he might be referenced in this game. I should use the name that he might come up as. Okay, so that... I think
Do you
I need to
happen
ask
to
her
know
something.
anyone by the name of Margaret?
Margaret.
When she repeats the name, her face seems surprisingly youthful. I'd be taken aback by her bizarre speech and actions, but could this girl be younger than me? Her profile simply evokes the image of a pondering philosopher and an innocent girl. I can't figure out exactly how to speak to her. Should I be more polite? I guess that doesn't matter too much. Anyway, worrying about the niceties isn't the important thing right now.
Actually, we should introduce ourselves first. I'm Yu Narukami.
Ah, that had slipped my mind also. My name is Elizabeth. Dear me, to hear that name fraught with memories in such a mundane, remote place.
She thinks that this world is a mundane place? That's confusing. Yelso Inuba may be out in the countryside, but I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. The girl Elizabeth suddenly bows elegantly
Margaret
to
is
me.
indeed my sister's name. Can I take that to mean that you are another guest of that room?
I see. So she's Margaret's sister. That would explain why she reminds me of
Elizabeth-san,
her.
huh? Well, I guess that's the case. It's true that there was a time when I visited that room.
Igor, Margaret, and now Elizabeth. It seems like there are more people who call that place home than I thought. I think I'm glad I met Margaret last year instead of this girl. I'm not. Elizabeth is freaking awesome, sir. You take that back.
Why is a resident of the Velvet Room here? Did Margaret send you with a message or something?
I am currently utterly neglecting my duties.
Is that so?
That doesn't really tell me much, and I have no response anyway. So what possessed her to come blasting through the ceiling instead of using the door? I decided not to bother asking her about that. I've met so many people over the last year, but trying to have a conversation with this girl is trying to ride a wild horse. She's just going to ignore the direction I'm trying to steer towards and veer off wherever she wants. Best to just hold on and go along for the ride, then. Maybe if I pay attention, she'll tell me something worth my time. Even if I try to ask her any questions, she'll likely just be confused anyway. Just as I'm having this thought, this girl seems to have noticed my hesitation and starts to talk about herself. Her eyes are lit up with sincere passion. She really is a hard one to read.
I have a certain desire. It may take a very long time for it to be realized. In order for my wish to be granted, I require a power much greater than what I have. The power of the wild card that changes bonds into strength. I have a feeling that the key lies there.
I know a little about the wild card, but
I feel that the first glue to granting my wish lies within that power.
glue?
Flu? Influenza. Something along those lines at any rate.
She's having trouble coming up with the right words, but I can hear the sincerity in her speech. Probably. In other words, I think she means the power of the wild card is related to her desire and came here. I don't think it's worth asking how she knew about that power or where she found out about it. Just as I'm struggling to follow the meandering of her conversation, she brings up an outrageous
Might I
suggestion.
suggest that you and I fight?
What? Someone please tell me how she reached the conclusion that this was a good idea? I don't think I have a chance at talking her out of it, though. But, of course, I have to try, so I say...
Oh,
Give me a
how
break.
excited this is making me. My expectations are ascending skyward at Mach speed. To be direct, I'd like for you to show me the potential slumbering within you.
Let me make sure of something, just in case. You understand what I'm saying, right? There's no illusions at work?
Such parlor tricks can get stuffed.
I see. So you're actually in your right mind here. That's kind of, impressive.
Well, maybe she understood what I meant when I mentioned the illusions. If that's so, then she might at least have some idea what's going on around here. And even though she might understand it, she still wants to fight me. I wonder, though, if she's unrelated to General Teddy's plans and invited herself to the tournament, do the usual rules apply? As I think this, Elizabeth taps her foot to the ground and takes a fighting posture. She really does want to fight. The huge leather bound book in her hands opens as if by itself. A torrent of power pours open from the book with a blue light. I can't believe this strange girl has such an unimaginable power. She seems so aloof. No, it may be more correct to call it an imminent violence.
All right. I won't be able to hold back.
To be honest, I was really only saying that in hopes of bluffing her. I have absolutely no room to hold back in this fight. I hurriedly cast off my fear and focus on the upcoming battle. There's no room for doubt. I need to hit her with my full strength at the start. Even if I were to fight her with the intent of killing her, I'd be lucky not to end up dead myself. At least, that's how I feel. Elizabeth-san calmly begins the battle.
Let us do this. Your fate is in the cards.
What happened to Aigis? Because Aigis should definitely be saying something, I would think. Because Aigis and Elizabeth were sort of friends, weren't they? I forget, was Elizabeth in the Velvet Room during the answer? I think she was. Even though you didn't have the condominium, so maybe not. Or the compendium. But yeah, at the end, you had Elizabeth on one side, and then Metis on the other.
Final. Fight!
Oh no! Impressive.
Izunagi!
Persona summoning. Impressive. Impressive. Oh no! Summoning. Oh no! Won't you have some? Smart. I'm surprised.
Well, bye. I have gotten better at this game. Oops, I think I didn't collect a bookmark. Oh well. That fight certainly wasn't hard. Just when I thought I'd managed to throw her off balance, Elizabeth-san gets up elegantly as if nothing had happened. Suddenly, I feel an instant build-up in the air. Don't tell me she hadn't been taking me seriously at all until now. In the next moment, I'm swallowed into a torrent of power like a leaf being blown in the air, with the slightest understanding of what's happening. My vision blurs as I'm spun about, and before I can tell up from down, the floor jumps towards me and I'm slammed into the ground. Am I going to lose? I'm going to say no, based on how terribly I just destroyed her. As my consciousness fades, I see the faces of my friends and Aigis-san, all those I had fought against up until now. Just like a story, you see your life flash before your eyes just before you die. Am I dying? Can I really accept that? Fight as much as I have to in order to save my friends. I have to keep fighting. I've come so far, I can't lose heart now. I'm desperately forced my legs to move and manage to stand up again. Elizabeth-san shuts the book with the air of finality.
I see. I am quite content with this outcome. It seems you possess true strength.
The unyielding torrent of power suddenly ceases without warning. Is it over? Even as I come to understand that, I continue to stand stock still. What? Stand stock still?
I
Unable to
believed
move.
you were at the limits of your stamina after the battle against Aigis earlier. In actuality, your heart almost gave in during your struggle with me. But each time you faltered, the many hearts supporting you gave you strength, helping you to rise again.
She cuts herself off and nods to herself, as if to confirm some suspicion.
This was truly an intriguing battle. I believe our encounter has borne much flute.
Flute?
Flue? Chimneys. In any case, I am quite pleased.
Even after a battle, she acts like that. I feel a fool for believing that she really would have killed me, even if I felt quite real at the time. I can't believe any of this. My legs give out under me and I sink to the ground. Maybe she understands how I felt. Elizabeth-san looks straight into my
May I
eyes.
ask you something? To continue fighting in order to prevent an undesirable future, it is a path of endless hardship. Would you still choose to walk it?
Margaret said something similar just before this tournament had begun. How I had overcome an ordeal concerning last year's case and opened the door. Margaret and Elizabeth-san's word come together in my mind.
Yeah. Working for a better tomorrow isn't just a one-time thing. The tomorrows keep coming.
Opening the door is necessary, but it's not what's truly important. What's more important is making sure that you follow the path that's just beyond the door. Only once you have that path in mind does it matter whether you've opened the door or not. That's how I feel.
I would keep fighting for the future we want.
Elizabeth-san smiles at my answer. It seems that the former dweller of the Velvet Room is pleased with my answer. She must have chosen a path of her own at some point and is doing everything in her power to see it through. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but I feel as if I'm able to understand her a little bit better now.
It's time for me to be.
Am I going to establish a social link?
By your leave, I, Elizabeth, am out of here.
With this, Elizabeth briskly walks out of the room. She caused me some troubles, but I've also learned something about myself as well. I think I'll call it a draw. To wave goodbye to Elizabeth, I hear Aigis-san getting to her feet behind me.
Are you alright? You shouldn't force yourself to move.
I was concerned at first, but Aigis-san doesn't seem to be very hurt, or damaged, or whatever you want to say. She was likely just knocked out. I have absolutely no chance of winning if I'd gone easier on her either. This is getting ridiculous.
You are very kind. We've only just met, and yet you're worried about a machine like myself.
Huh? Isn't that normal?
Aigis-san laughs at my
Seeing you
confusion.
smile like that? I don't know. I just can't think of you as a machine. You have a heart, right? Then it doesn't matter whether you're man or machine.
Aigis-san stops laughing and thinks deeply for a moment. But after a few seconds, she looks back at me with a serious
You
look in her
have
eyes.
defeated me in single combat, That will make it difficult for me to continue forward, but I believe I can trust you. Will you listen to my mission directive?
Yes, I absolutely will. I have no reason to say no. I looked at Aigis-san square in the eye and nodded reassuringly. And so Aigis-san told me about her directive, and it was truly surprising. There was another case involving personas and shadows outside of Inaba, even before our adventure last year. And she is a weapon with a heart, created with the express purpose of willing a persona to fight the shadows. She believes that this current situation came to be because someone had stolen a similar weapon and caused it to enter the TV world.
So, there's another girl robot with a heart like you? And she's the cause of all this?
We came to this world to retrieve her, my older sister, the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labrys, is in this world somewhere.
Nanako, Miss President, her shadow, and now Labrys. I have a mountain of tasks to accomplish now. But even though I have a lot to do, I can't ignore any of it.
Tell me more about Labrys, and I'll do what I can to help you get her back.
Unfortunately.
Aigis-san's expression clouds. She said that she was a machine, but she really is no different from a human. As I'm listening to her, I think about what it means in my search for Labrys. It's not helpful.
So you don't know what she looks like, what she can do, or what equipment she's loaded with?
Basically, all she can tell me is that Labrys is a robot who's built to look like a girl. Wait a second. I did meet a girl I didn't know in the TV world, Miss President. Could Miss President be Labrys?
Is there a possibility that she looks, well, more human than you? You mentioned earlier that she was your older sister, so I assume she was built before you, but...
My sister was an older model, a prototype for the 5th generation to be exact. It's doubtful that she would look more human than myself.
Then there's no way Miss President could be Labrys. I could tell at first glance that Aigis-san was a machine. Miss President appears to be completely human. I never considered that she might actually not be human until just now. But this just makes things even more complicated. What in the world is going on inside this TV?
Right. In any case, I'll keep an eye out for her. But right now, I'm heading to the announcement room. If Labrys is the cause of this, then I'm bound to meet up with her eventually.
I shrugged slightly. I don't want to be so grave. Aigis-san must sense that I'm trying to do and smiles.
Thank you. I will trust my sister's fate to you.
Of course. I gave Aigis-san a determined nod and run out of the classroom. But man, what a busy Golden Week. I have to make sure Nanako's okay, find Miss President, unmask whoever's masquerading as Tevi, and now search for Labrys somewhere in here? If this wasn't happening, I'd be kicking with my friends at Dejuna's food court. Yukiko seemed to be trying to be coy. I'm pretty sure that big bundle she was carrying was probably boxed lunches that she said she'd made. As to how they might taste, well, let's not get sidetracked. I bet we'd have enjoyed them by now anyway. Eventually I would have called Nanako over and we would have brought some snacks together. There would be things I wanted to buy from the Shinko store, and maybe I could have made it to Shuzaigai Daiko sometime to make some buy the last of their special croquettes. I wanted to talk with the owner of Daidare and get some books from the Yomino bookstore. I'd have to have had a steak bowl at Aya, hung out with the fox at the Tatsuganari shrine, waited for uncle so we could have dinner tomorrow, and I would have gone fishing. If the one who ruined my vacation and caused all this problem is the same person who stole Labrys, and if they've truly brought Nanako back to the TV world, I'll catch them.
They're not getting away from me.
As I run on, I come across yet another blue door. Perhaps it's a sign I need to calm down. True, I may have lost my cool for a moment.
Someone here? Again?
I reach towards the door with a relaxed smile. Margaret is in a usual position. I glance away around to see if there's anyone else in here. It looks like her nutcase sister isn't here. Margaret notices me looking and sighs, a seductive sound that also conveys annoyance.
It seems my sister has caused you some trouble, though this may mean that I'm not the only one who is drawn to the light of your potential.
There's a hint of tenderness towards her sister in her words. Her sister must be important to her. I can tell from the look on her face. Do I look like that when I talked about Nanako? Margaret pulls herself together and speaks again.
You have gained a new resolve by overcoming many doubts and falsehoods.
A new resolve? I find myself nodding along. Oh, I do want to mention, by the way, someone put this in comments, but it makes a lot of sense. The reason that Margaret is so integral to the plot and Igor's almost never in the room, apparently Igor's voice actor unfortunately died back in 2010. So they were only able to use all the recorded voices they had of him. So Margaret kind of had to take over as the main person in Velvet Room, which is why he's almost never here. I am curious if they'll explain that in-game, but that's kind of the outside reason, which I thought was really interesting.
You have reached the threshold of truth. But man's hearts are mutable. That is why a resolve to continue fighting is more important than any one victory or defeat.
Yeah, I understand.
But this will be a difficult battle without end. Are you equal to the challenge?
The way she puts it makes it seem as if she was testing me. I don't respond immediately and think about the question. It would be lying to say I'm not worried. I know that my heart can be swayed by change. There's no knowing what will happen from moment to moment. But
if I have my friends, if I'm not alone, I can do it.
I see.
Margaret nods slightly.
I have heard your answer, but it's not enough. Remember what I told you before? The heart is shaken more by a single action than by 1,000 words.
And she smiles. My vision begins to blur. I hear words being repeated. I have reached the threshold of truth. Everything that's happened during the course of the case runs through my mind. The new appearance on the TV world, the tournament pitting against each other, the student council president, and a fake Teddy. My encounter with a weapon of a heart, Aigis searching for her sister, Labrys. And the determination that I've gained through these constant battles. What I must accomplish. How do I show I've decided through my actions? It seems the number of invisible walls has decreased. Could that mean the end is near? Just as I think that I hear a familiar voice. That was Miss President's voice. It was coming from the door of the announcement room. I finally made it. I opened the door of the announcement room and rushed inside.
You're finally here. Hello, Sensei. Congratulations. How does it feel to have won the P1 Grand Prix?
Really? I never even found Kanji. The general smirked at me as I passed through the door. Behind him, Miss President and Rise. When the two of them see me, the president looks confused, while Rise's face lights up in joy.
There you are, Senpai. You're late.
I have to stay cautious of the general, but I signal the girls that everything will be alright now. The general is closer to them than I am. I can't afford to make any reckless moves just yet. And there's one more thing I need to know.
Teddy, where's Nanako?
I look around the announcement room, but Nanako's nowhere to be found. The general's face distorts with an ugly glee.
Nana-chan's right here. See?
Slowly, the general extends an arm that was held behind him. And there was Nanako. Her arms are clutched to her chest, and she slowly takes a few steps towards me, obviously frightened. After taking a step forward, I noticed something bizarre. The general disappeared? For a brief instant, my full appointment had been focused on Nanako. The general had been standing directly behind her, but now he's gone. How could he have gone somewhere else that quickly, right in front of me, without me noticing it?
Bro.
While I'm confused by the general's disappearance, Nanako weakly calls to me. Nanako's obviously been weakened by being in the TV world. She totters toward me unsteadily, looking ready to collapse at any moment. I can think about the general later. I have to save Nanako right now. As I reach out to her, Rise yells.
Senpai, no! Nanako-chan's not there!
Nanako's not here? What is she saying? She's right here. Just as I'm about to say so, my hand stops. Something's not right. I try to look at Nanako's face once more, and in her eyes, I saw madness.
Oh, so close! Just a little more and Sensei would have been a goner!
You bastard!
I barely react in time to draw my sword and block the attack. The general suddenly appeared out of nowhere to attack me with his cane, and I finally get a good look at him as our weapons clash together. I see the madness in his face, the same madness I had seen in Nanako's only a moment before. That's when I noticed that Nanako has disappeared. What's going on?
You've got it wrong, Senpai. It's all been him from the beginning. He can make whoever's looking at him see him as someone else.
So he's not actually taking on other forms?
No, he's just distorting the things you see and hear.
That's right. The enemies will be able to control what I see and hear. I'd realized that after all the battles I've had today, but seeing Nanako had made me forget all that. The general laughs at this.
It's hard for me to show someone who isn't here. But you actually saw this Nanako girl? You're hopeless.
Just Just like how my friends hadn't actually gone crazy before our fights, Nanuko had never been brought in this world in the first place. The appearance before me, it's fake. He distorted our senses to make us suffer. But just as I thought, he couldn't deceive Rise's persona abilities. That's why he kidnapped her, to keep her from warning us during the tournament. Now that I know that, I push the general's cane away and jump back, towards the girls in order to distance myself from him. Good. Now I'm between them and the general. Then I look straight at the one behind this bizarre situation.
Who in the world are you?
You still can't tell? Seriously, the level of intelligence around here. Fine then. Here. Get a good look.
Smoking is bad, Teddy.
I am a shadow. The true self. That's my face.
I saw metal limbs, golden eyes, a ponytail, and a mirror image of Miss President's face, even though she was standing behind me, trembling.
How about it? You wanted to see what I am, didn't you? Why does she look like me?
That's its true form. That thing is your shadow.
But, well, I don't know that.
This is a shadow?
She really came from inside me?
Rise tries to calm Miss President, but the girl shakes her head, denial, and squeezes her eyes shut. While Miss President refuses to look at the mechanical living being, I now understand what's going on. Because this isn't the first time I've seen a robot girl before. All the facts match up. The way she's able to run so fast without so much as breathing heavily, even in the TV world. The sense of wrongness that I had when Miss President had asked me about killing my friends. The way she avoided telling me her name, that superhuman strength when she hit Chie, and that incredible jump to get away from us. And the Shadow's ability to interfere with senses of other people. Just as Margaret had said, all the pieces of the puzzle were laid out before me. They've all come together, and now I can see the truth. She is indeed Labrys. Labrys, another weapon with a heart, stolen by someone unknown and thrown into the TV world, created this school and forced us to fight our friends. This deep-rooted depression regarding her past memories, all of this took form of Labrys' shadow, who manipulated everything.
Labrys, don't look away. If you don't accept her, she'll get even stronger.
Labrys only shivers when I call out to her. There has to be some reason why she believed that she was the student council president. But that's just a disguise. It's more for herself than for us. No matter how comfortable it is, there's only there to cloud her eyes.
I don't know
for
what
the
your
truth.
past was like. It must have had some painful memories. But you have us with you now. We're going to get you out of here.
I call out to Labrys while keeping an eye on the shadow. The shadow is the darkness within a person's heart. Unless it is accepted the person it came from, it will never disappear for good. But with that in mind, all we can do is watch over her as she accepts this darkness within her. We'll have to protect her while the shadow goes berserk and tries to kill her. But Labrys continues to shake her head and tremble violently. My words aren't getting through to her.
You hear that, me? Your friend is trying to tell you something. Too bad he doesn't understand at all. These clowns are so hopelessly naive.
The shadow laughs shrilly. It continues to smear more poison in Labrys' heart.
Feel my pain. What it's like having to murder one another. That sadness and pain and anguish. Everything went black, and I was always left alone. I'm a weapon. A machine made only to fight. No human can understand my suffering. Stop! I've had enough. I'm human. I'm not like that.
This isn't good. I settle into a fighting stance ready for anything, though I have a good idea what's going to happen.
Oh, you're
still clinging to that? Then take a look at what you really are!
The Shadow's eyes gleam with a golden light. The change begins immediately. Shimmers run across Labrys' body, and instead of the normal human girl there had been a moment ago, she has a metallic body, just like her shadow.
No! No!
Labrys loses all composure and scratches at her arms, trying to tear away the metal that had appeared. But there was more of a change than just her arms. Her legs, waist, chest, even her head. Everything not covered by her clothing was now obviously mechanical. The reality she didn't want to face. There are no words we can say to her. No matter what we say, reality won't change. Labrys falls to her knees, and finally mutters the words I was dreading she'd say.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. Now then, why don't you introduce yourself?
Suck. I don't get to do the final one, obviously, until I go through and do all of this.
I wish you good luck.
And this will just restart it, right? Yep, this is the beginning of it again. Okay. So, at this point, I now have access to Kanji and Teddy, as well as still having Yukiko, Yosuke, and Chie. Who do you guys want to see next? Let me know, and I will play that story.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
So, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. I will be pushing on with one of the next characters, well, next. So, see you all next time for more Let's Play Persona 4 Arena Blind with your host, Damiel SC.
It is a side of you
Thank
that
you for
shows
tuning in.
itself when you face